So today we're going for a lovely walk along the coastal path in Cornwall. And the question is, where would you like to live? This is a question that pops up, in our life after work, and it's always there actually. Even if you ask people straight out of school, straight out of college, straight out of university, there's always this question, where would you like to live? So it's not an easy question. Actually, the question that's being raised is, what kind of lifestyle would you like? And we're quite often very happy just staying still where we are. And in this video, I'm not going to talk about like upgrading, downgrading your house where you're living in. But before deciding to move anywhere, I would always suggest visiting, of course, staying there, perhaps staying in there. What's it like in the summer? What's it like there in the winter? I live in Italy most of the year, and beautiful place, lovely place. To be fair, for lots of people, for myself included, the summer can be a bit too hot, and that just means that it's less outdoor time for you. You can go out early in the morning or in the evening, but during the daytime, normally just like stay around in the house. Would you like to be in a place where you're going to make new friends easily, like-minded people who have retired, young retirees, or friendly people, somewhere near the sea, somewhere near a lake, in nature? Or do you like the idea, or perhaps you lived in the countryside your whole life and you want to go and move into the city, or in town? There's no perfect place, right? And a lot of it's up to us to get out there and engage, make friends, contribute in community projects, teach what we've learned in our lives. I don't know, whatever it is, step into our role as an elder. But before we even decide where we want to live, I would really recommend going on a short, not a holiday, on a pilgrimage, on a quest. And that's something I've been thinking a lot about. I've done a lot of them myself as well. It could be something that's 4 days, it could be something that's 3 weeks, it could be on your own, it could be with a group, it could be with me. Just to head off somewhere with a quest, It's like, what place is calling for me now? Or where is it that would be most beneficial for my health, for my happiness to live? Or you can go with other sort of questions as well. And when you're tuned into these sort of questions on a pilgrimage, let's say, then you're going to get the right answers as well, and you're going to find yourself again. That's the most important thing to do when you finished work, is to find yourself again. So if you've just been darting about all over the place and essentially you still feel like you're not quite connected with yourself, which shows up a little bit in sort of unsatisfaction, a bit of grumpiness, a bit of drifting, days sort of blend into each other. We need to find our purpose. Where is the best place for you to really engage in your purpose? Now, this will be for another video sometime, about why many couples, when they retire, they end up divorcing. But this is also, of course, it's a project that, if you're in a marriage or in a partnership, you want to talk about this together, right? So that it's the benefit of both of you. It can be a tricky subject, it wants to be approached really well, and so I'd recommend talking through with somebody, or journaling, if you like, to have some clarity for yourself. Especially men, we don't really have a great connection to ourselves. We don't really know what we want, and so this is a starting point, actually. So I would look at your fears. What are you afraid of? What are deal breakers in places? Why are they a deal breaker? Why is that absolutely essential for you? Is language a barrier? Could you think about learning a new language? That's always really great for the brain. I learned to speak Italian. One of my big motivations was that I knew that lots of English speaking people, they don't learn other languages because everyone wants to speak to you in English, right? And so I wanted to show people that not all English people don't learn the languages. So I don't know, just for your country's name, learn a language. So there are all sorts of trouble with moving to a foreign country, and perhaps you don't even need to move to a foreign country, but you know, if you grew up in England, perhaps you're tired of it raining so much or the windy, and you'd like to go somewhere warmer. These are all questions to think about, and just don't let indecision decide for you. Of course, it's nice to be near family, and that could be a decision. And it's not necessarily that you have to move away from family. When I was younger, my parents, we moved from near London to Cornwall, and my grandparents, they were over the moon with the idea of joining them down to Cornwall with them. So sometimes it's possible, you know, especially if it's like really aligned with your life path, that you all move together somewhere. And you know, there are some places which are really good for work, but when you retire, they're just surrounded with people that work all day long, and that's not really the best context to be in. You will lose lots of friends if you haven't noticed that already. When you retire, you might make new friends. You need to make new friends, and this is why I always talk about playfulness as well. It doesn't mean about being extravagant or like over the top. It just means being connected to your curiosity, to your joy, to your to your inner child who wants to explore and see things and enjoy and be in nature perhaps. And when we find our purpose, when we find our joy like this, we're much less likely to be drinking. And you know, it's fun to drink every now and again, but really, you know, it has a price to it. And yeah, so these are just some thoughts on where to live when you're retired. And you could live in lots of different places. And I'm not a big fan of having like loads of homes all around the place. And if that's your case, then that's fine, you know. But they all have upkeep, they all need attention, and if you're easy with that, then that's cool. But if it's a stress, then that's something to think about, you know. But anyway, that's just a bit of an aside. So I hope this video is useful for you, and I hope you've enjoyed walking along with me here, and catch you in the next video.